Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video to kick off my reviews of the Marvel Legends movie Giant Man Bathwave. And it's a case of ask and ye shall receive, as in the video in which I unbox these I asked which you'd like to see first, and overwhelmingly you said Black Panther, so here you go. On the packaging back there he is, poised to strike. With his bio reading, armed with razor sharp claws and super speed, Black Panther pounces into the fight. Then pictured on the left there is the movie Giant Man Bath, and belated spoiler warning if this is the first you're hearing of Ant-Man becoming Giant Man in Civil War, but hey, don't shoot the messenger, take it up with Hasbro. And then the figures you'll need to collect to build that Giant Man, well, they're a little bit movie, they're a little bit comic book. Split down the middle, in fact, with the movies represented by Captain America, Iron Man Mark 46 and Black Panther as we have here, and then from the comics it's Nuke, Nick Fury and Red Guardian. Now regular viewers will know we've been warming up to looking at this movie Marvel Legends version by first looking at the 2-inch Miniverse incarnation of the character and also the Disney Store exclusive Marvel Select comic book version. And seeing them lined up like this, suddenly they're the baby mama and papa of some weird version of Goldilocks, where instead of stumbling into the home of bears, she's stumbled into the home of dudes who dress up as jungle cats. Yep, Luna Werewolf, that's a good idea. That way we're all on the same page and prepped for Captain America's Civil War. T'Challa, the Black Panther, first appeared in Fantastic Four 52 way back in July 1966 as the very first mainstream black superhero. He is king of the fictional African nation Wakanda, and the Black Panther title is a hereditary symbol of that office. You know, some kings wear a crown, some dress up as animals. Who are we to judge? Wakanda is not only home to T'Challa, but also vibranium, since it crash-landed there via a meteorite. Vibranium most famously being the vibration-absorbing metal that Captain America's shield is made of, but also forms the weave of the Black Panther's suit. Oh, and if you need proof the character was created in the swinging 60s, then you need to look no further than him gaining superhumanly acute senses, strength, and speed by eating a heart-shaped herb that granted him a mystical connection to a panther god. Stanley must have been on some good herb himself when he wrote that. Yet I suspect the MCU version will focus less on heart-shaped herbs and more on super cool vibranium weave suits. And I have to say, I really like what they've done with the movie design of the suit and how Hasbro have translated that into an action figure. For me, I like the Panther's costume best when it has the shadowy simplicity of the animal's namesake, and here it strikes a balance between that and the multi-textured surfaces that the MCU have struck upon to keep the overall comic character design, yet also lend it an air of reality. So it manages to be both simple, yet under closer inspection, complex with how the various patterns of the costume have been sculpted, raised in relief. And in that way I feel like it really does honour the comic book essence of the character seen here on the right of the screen in the Marvel Legends Rocket Raccoon series Panther, yet also translates into a real world awesomeness. Taking a closer look, and I really do like this head sculpt for a couple of different reasons really. Firstly, even though it's a masked head, I like that it conveys an expression. I do really get a sense of a mysterious yet menacing atmosphere. Then in design, I feel like it strikes the perfect balance between African tribalism and high technology. Admittedly, not a lot going on in the deco, just the whites of the eyes and then some accent with silver paint. But then it's not really a design that calls for any more complexity in the deco. Plus, he comes with an interchangeable unmasked head. Mine does have quite an ugly moulding mark on the contour of the chin. Now, I'm not sure if I've actually seen a movie with this actor in, so if you've seen one, you may be able to make a better judgment call as to the likeness than I can right now. I'd say no, just because Miles Morales is only a 13-year-old boy and I don't see this as a boy's head sculpt. I mean, Hasbro did say we would get an unmasked Miles Morales head with the Ultimate Spider-Man figure that's coming out later this year, so until then I guess it could fill in, and I have a hunch that the bandwagon's about to start rolling for this to become the default custom unmasked head for every black dude character ever. Well, that's a good news, bad news situation. What do you want first? Good news? Well, the good news is that yes, the head fits on the ball of the comic figure's neck. Bad news? it makes it look like he's got no neck. So the card back blurb touted his razor sharp claws, and I do like the hands, the sculpt, it's very gestural. As for the feet, not so much, they're less feline and more camel toe, but I guess that's more a criticism of the character design and not Hasbro's execution of that design. Now looking at articulation, and the head rotates side to side, he's able to look down and up these amounts. At the shoulder his arm rotates and then it hinges up to just less than a right angle to his body. There's upper arm rotation followed by a double jointed elbow. Then at the wrist his hand rotates and it's hinge moving down and up. There's waist rotation followed by an ab crunch, which crunches pretty far forward and equally far back. At the hips his legs move out to the side this much, they move this far forward and then very slightly back. There's upper leg rotation followed by a double jointed knee. Then at the ankle his feet are hinged moving backwards and forwards, and he has that ankle rocker pivot that I love. And taking advantage of that ankle rocker pivot, this is him stood at his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. So all things considered, and I think this wave is off to a pretty strong start with Black Panther here. Stay tuned to see if the wave can keep it up, and of course my reviews will culminate in a look at the giant man Bath. But for now, having Panther in hand only makes me more excited for Civil War. Let's just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle of heroes or lose too much of the spotlight to Spider-Man. Anyway, click this video if you're hungry for more T'Challa, as the Marvel Legends and Marvel Select versions featured in this video go head to head in a full action figure comparison. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.